Hello everyone, if you clicked on this video, that means that you want to know how to play Spearhead doctrine, or at least know my opinion of how you should do that. Let's start with setting up our mentally, let's say. When I play Company of Heroes and I ask my teammate what's the plan, they sometimes answer me that they don't know, or they will figure it out, or that they will be reacting to whatever the enemy is doing. And this is not how we play Company of Heroes. We have a tip from Sun Tzu, and it says, victorious warriors win first and then they go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then they seek to win. Fighting in Company of Heroes begins not when the game loads, but yet on the loading screen. When you are presented with information what you are playing, what map you are playing on, and against who you are playing, you should already puzzle a strategy that you will utilize to exploit enemy weaknesses, cover your weaknesses, use your strong sides, and avoid the enemy strong points. So today we are playing Spearhead, and what is this doctrine is about. Many people think that this is a doctrine about Tiger, smoke, fragmentation bomb, blah blah blah. No, this doctrine is about mortar half-tracks, and this doctrine counters MG spam, infantry blobs, SimCity, AT spam. Its biggest pros are it's very mobile. You have the most mobile artillery in the game. You have a lot of indirect fire. It's early deployed, and we could say that you can barrage as much as you want. There is no cooldown. So what's our build that we want to achieve? We want solid infantry corps made out of 2 or 3 grenadiers. We want machine gun to support that infantry if need be. Some panzer grenadiers because they're just a really nice unit, good addition to your unit composition. Don't try to use panzer grenadiers as your base. They are only the addition, the cherry on top. We will have indirect fire group made out of 2 mortar half-tracks, and they will be our most important component of our strategy. We'll have an AT gun in case the allies buy some light vehicle, and we'll use that AT gun in the late game to support our Tiger. And our Tiger will be whole of our armored department. Obviously, you can replace it with some other vehicles, but in my opinion, Tiger is just the best you can buy, and we'll be using Tiger. Obviously, we cannot buy all those units at once. We have to deploy them in a certain order. Therefore, there needs to be a build order. In this case, we'll be using a sniper, just because Oster needs some center unit that it places early around. You don't have to do that, but it helps. It really makes a difference on some maps. Anyway, then you can buy whatever you want, maybe machine gun to cover the sniper's back, or more grenadiers. Obviously, you replace the sniper with a machine gun. This build is somewhat flexible. You don't have to follow it up to the letter. It's also about your personal preferences and the situation. Then we'll take up to battle phase 1. We can buy 2-2 if we don't have 2 command points, or if we need something to clean up some annoying units like shock troops. And then we'll be adding our mortar group and AT gun. Obviously, as said, we do not have to stick to that build to the last letter. This build must have solid infantry corps, mortars, AT guns, and Tiger. Everything else is optional. Sniper is optional, MG is optional, Panzer Grenadiers are optional, 2-2 is optional, Stug and Panzer IV is optional, especially if you don't have 12 command points yet and you have already plenty of fuel. Let's talk about mortar half-tracks, because they are the star of today evening. They are just a regular Gewehr mortar inside 250 armored half-track. So, fun fact, it's the best unit Axis have. It costs only 200 manpower and 30 fuel. It's very early deployed. It costs 2 command points. And you may say that this is just a mortar inside a half-track. And yes, it is. But the fact that it's inside the half-tracks cancels out all the drawbacks of it being a mortar. It has no setting up time. It's super mobile. It is resistant to enemy counter barrages. It can easily escape tanks or infantry that chases it. In case it's become a target for enemy artillery, it can just relocate or even survive in some cases. It's super cheap, it's easy to replace, there is no training time attached to this. You click them and you buy them, and that's all. Also, to top that off, it has plenty of abilities to use. You have, for example, incendiary mortar barrage. You can use it to block off some important bridges, victory objectives, or deny access to reinforcing buildings, or cut access from repairmen to buffers or mortar pits. So amount of utility that is on this unit is simply said crazy. Let's take a look on our build once again, and with that out of the way, we can get back to the game and show you how to execute that. This is a game that I played not so long ago with my friend Charwood. He is a really nice teammate, and we are playing, me as the Oster, him as the OKW. We are playing against United States and the British. Also recently I realized that there is an outhouse as a part of United States base. Well, they gotta do this somewhere. We are starting with a sniper. Our pioneers are sent to capture this munition point, and our sniper will connect it as soon as he spawns. Let's speed that up. Charwood will resign out of his fuel, and he will be playing in the middle to help us with this United States guy. This means that our fuel is left to be taken, and we'll be trying to steal fuel from the United States. Our guys are quickly meeting up together, and we'll be harassing those riflemen as soon as we can. We start picking off the enemy riflemen. Sniper is really nice to harass the United States because all their units are for fighting close range, and we can just pick them off from far away, and our grenadiers will try to slow down the enemy infantry so they cannot just charge in and kill our sniper. This Echelon squad is attempting to hide in that building and slow us down, but we'll be just killing them with a sniper, what is a polite way to ask them to leave. There is some activity here, and our sniper will be sent there to continue to pick off the enemy infantry. 3 kills on him already. Imagine that without of casualties we took out 3 models out of 1 rifle squad. A really nice advantage. We'll be kiting them, and our grenadiers, as said earlier, will be slowing down the enemy infantry if it attempts to charge our sniper. And another kill on our sniper. At least I heard the shot. We have advantage of 1 neutral point, but we are losing this 1 victory objective. I'm adding the 3rd grenadier unit just so we have more beef early on. The enemy, at least the United States, are adding a machine gun. We are dropping a quick teller here just so no silly vehicle can pop out and kill our sniper. Anti-tank mines, as you guys heard, are planted and set. I'm hoping to pick off somebody there with my sniper, but the enemy backs out of range, and since he's not eager to fight me, I'll just back my sniper and aim for these Americans coming from there. Let's speed it up a bit.
We have been granted access to superior arms and soldiers.
We are picking off more and more of those Yanks. Another kill on our sniper. This Kubel gets destroyed because Charwood is not paying that much attention to it. We are dropping another teller there, so no vehicle can surprise us. I sniped this MG guy, my sniper is in a dire position, in panic I click retreat, by mistake I'm also retreating full grenadier unit, and since enemy MG pins us, we have to pull out full retreat. Americans will quickly use that and try to cut us off. Fortunately, Charut is doing some partisan activity and he's cutting off the allies as well. We'll be quickly regrouping and counter-attacking. Since we saw this machine gun, we commit to the Spearhead doctrine. Here are the old abilities if you don't know them. And we'll be quickly healing that sniper and going for forward. As soon as we can, we'll be deploying this mortar half-tracks. For now, we'll just use our grenadiers to zone the enemy off.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
My sniper is back in business. And just a bit more and we can start buying a half-tracks. We got our first half-track, and consider that normally if you would want to build your artillery advantage or Panzerwerfers or LFHs, you would have to wait till the very late game to have them. And we are building our artillery advantage already. Our sniper is picking off more and more riflemen. 10th kill soon, and our mortar half-track is there deployed. My PIO were trying to drop a teller here, but they were found, so no luck there. I will want to quickly drop a leicht mechanized company and buy a pack 40 because I don't really like this eye being there. Our sniper will continue to pick off the enemy. 11 heads on him already. We'll be slowly creeping towards the enemy. I'm not really in a hurry to get that fuel, not if that means that I'll be in trouble. We're slowly shelling the enemy. Our guys are slowly healing and all that things. We got ourselves leicht mechanized and we are adding pack as soon as we can. We have a little budget left over from that purchase and we'll be buying more half-tracks soon. Amazing mortar shell heal. Here you can see how it whittled down health of that unit, and that was spot on. Now we can calmly capture that fuel. Sniper will deal with those guys, and now he will be dealing with those guys. As said, American troops are really bad in long range fights. You can see that the sniper is just ignoring those rifles and he will even fire back on them. We got our pack deployed. We are capping the fuel that we totally deserve. We have both of our half-tracks here. I'll show you how to micro them. Select both of your half-tracks. You can do that on right top corner by holding control and pressing on one of those half-tracks, and now put them on control group 1. Now when you are microing your units, you can just suddenly click 1 and give them a target and they will follow that. We are dropping also a teller here, just in case the enemy decides to take alternative path than this one. As I was saying, if you hear your half-track commander yelling that they are under fire, just press 1. You can do this twice to center your camera on your half-tracks, and then you click U, that is hotkey for reverse, and you can back your half-tracks quickly. You always should have those guys following your front line and providing support to your guys. If the front lines move onward, obviously your half-tracks follow. If you are moving backwards, then your half-tracks obviously follow. They are very quick and slippery, they are very hard to catch. The only unit that can one-shot them is ESU 152 and Churchill Aviary, so it's quite hard to kill them right at the bat. I miss micro those half tracks. I wanted to send them to the middle, but yeah, that happened. So they will be just driving around for now, getting a better position. Fortunately, our guys are doing super well here right now, so we will just defend as we stand. And once our half tracks are in position, they can start shooting. Also, I would like you to take a look that in the top right screen you can see that our composition is basically deployed. The only thing that we are missing is the Tiger, and we are 10 minutes into the game and we are basically ready to the late game. And we are already deployed, and yet we didn't bought escalation to battle phase 2 and 3. So we skipped all those paywalls and we are already fun and dandy, and our mortar half-tracks will be doing great against this infantry. So we are basically don't need a Panzer IV, and yet we are ready. Also, advantage of those half-track is that, first of all, 222 or Panzer IV are first of all expected and you would like to be obvious in the strategy game. This guy almost gets busted. We'll quickly scrap some defense against him so it doesn't get destroyed. And second of all, most ally players really love support weapon teams or infantry blobs, and mortar half-tracks perform brilliantly against those things. The only issue that you can run into is AT guns. Sometimes they can snipe them, especially if there are two of those. But if you have a map with a lot of obstacles and walls, like this one, it's not a problem. Enemy Ike is sent here to harass our half-tracks. Since this infantry is routed, he is not eager to push onward. He will back to safety of the side of the river, and the Stellar will kill it. Artillery is being dropped on our base. We'll quickly patch up our half-tracks and get them back to business. We'll only use this one for now because the other one has a busted engine. We have a lot of units that require healing, and we'll get to that as soon as the artillery stops shelling them. These Panzer Grenadiers are here to do some partisan activity, but they are really in bad luck and they are about to get fucked. So we have to really get them out of there. At this point I didn't believe they will make it home, but we will quickly scrap some rescue operation with those guys and they'll manage. This half-track is already shelling. Our guys are getting killed. This half-track soon will be repaired. And I'm struggling to stop those guys from killing my Panzer Grenadiers, and as you guys can see, we do manage to do that. The sniper is getting back in action and we send more infantry towards the enemy. This half-track soon will be operational. There is an MG there. Americans are trying to push us out from our munitions and establish a defensive line on that road, and we'll be stopping them. We have a lot of infantry, as much as the enemy has, but we also have our mortars following up us and providing support, where as you can see the enemy artillery was left behind and is doing some bullshit. Not it shouldn't even what. There is a Valentine there, but I'm not scared. We do have that pack somewhere. We have it there. And yeah, if he decides to charge me, I'm ready for that. Our mortars are continue to zone off those Americans, whittle their units down. You saw how amazing that shot was. This unit just needs a few shots to be wasted. Our opponent is well aware of that and he's backing those guys up. We continue to regroup and send more of our guys onward. The enemy is on the run as he knows that he cannot stop us. Both of our mortars are in top-notch condition and will be pushing out. The enemy M1 Hotweiser destroyed that house, but it was empty and overall meaningless. All our units are in top-notch condition as said, so we are pushing out and we'll try to secure that fuel again. Our half-tracks are following up. You can tell that they are in the same command group and will be shelling that machine gun. I almost detonate my own teller with the mortar shot, but it survives fortunately for us. Our sniper is trying to pick off more of this MG crew. Enemies on the run, our grenadiers are sent to secure that fuel. We are in a T3, no, T2, and we are researching T3 to get ourselves heavy Panzer Corps and Tiger in the distant future. We also dropped a quick fuel cache there, so we get that Tiger a bit earlier. Our sniper continued to pick off the enemy infantry, 21 kills to his name, and here comes the blob. A half-track's already shelling that. I'm being greedy with my sniper. I really want that one more kill, and that kills my sniper with 21 kills to his name. We're trying to stop that with grenades. At this point I'm considering adding MG, just so we can just stop those enemy blobs. These grenadiers, they will not be coming home. Our half-tracks are backing off and slowing the enemy down. Here is a Volks unit that's luckily here. Our Panzer Grenadiers are mopping up this resistance. As promised, I'm dropping MG to all of this mix. Shame that we lost the guys with the machine gun on them. Those Spire will quickly fix that half-track and drop us heavy Panzer Corps. We're backing those Panzer Grenadiers because M1 is shelling them. There is MG there. If we see that, we'll start to shell that. My Pioneers are sent home to make us a heavy Panzer Corps. I was thinking about dropping another mine here, but I don't have munition and I don't have time for that. There's a lot of allied units all around. You can guys see that the Americans bought M8. Old build from him, but oh well. This M1 is running away from my mortar barrage that tried to kill it. You can see that we almost managed. One shot more would destroy it. And even if it would fire back, mortar half-tracks are too resistant, so they would not go down from that. Our guys are quickly regrouping and will be getting back to business. We are dropping this heavy corps. You guys can tell that we are winning. We hold both the fuels. Charwood did manage to reclaim his, and I'm still holding mine. We'll create a buffer zone with our MG here, so if any infantry wanders in here, it will be killed, or at least pinned down. Our Pioneers are done with heavy Panzer Corps, and we have the perk All-Out War online. It reduces reinforcing cost for the Germans. Here I try to nade those paratroopers, but with no effect. And we are chasing after them with our Grenadiers. They try to hide behind that boat, and our mortar half-tracks are already on them. They are super crowded, and one lucky mortar shot is enough to wipe them out. Really amazing luck on our side, and obviously we made that luck happen by having those mortar half-tracks. Our Panzer Grenadiers try to be cheeky there, but they are routed, as I didn't have munition for a grenade there. We'll continue to just keep shelling those Americans. You can guys tell that we are very close to having a Tiger. That's why we are not buying anything from heavy Panzer Corps. Tiger is really the best option, and I want to use that. We are a bit short on our infantry, and you can feel that. That one Grenadiers dying was really not the best thing that could happen to us. Our mortar half-tracks are trying to kill that captain, and as soon as my opponent realized that one lucky shot could wipe them, he will be out of there. It took him a while to realize that, not gonna lie. There he goes. This M8 is here. We have 2 tellers ready, and I'm really happy. I'm really welcoming those guys there. Our Panzer Grenadiers will soon clean up this Echelon squad. Fortunately, Echelon is not any good, so it will not be a threat since it's there. M1 is shelling my Grenadiers, really annoying me for the Germans, as their infantry is very fragile. Here are the Panzer Grenadiers I mentioned. This Echelon is forced to retreat. The Allies drop all the artillery power they have on us. M83 cluster bomb. Luckily, all my units avoid that one. I didn't saw that flare while microing, and There is still artillery fire there. My half-tracks will be left here, and you guys can tell that they did survive a few hits. Those hits will destroy regular mortar, same as they destroyed this pack. Also, consider that fixing the half-tracks is free and replenishing mortar crews costs money. Our Panzer Grenadiers are here capturing these fuel points just because, as said earlier, we really deserve that. Our mortars are massacring those rifles. We are regrouping our Grants and Pioneers. We really need to fix that half-tracks, and we'll be doing that with this repair station for the OKW. My Panzer Grenadiers are continuing to take that from the enemy. They are being shelled. We'll back them off a bit. Our infantry is ready to get back to business. I'm leaving this pack uncrewed because I don't really need that right now. I will get back it when I need it. Our Panzer Grenadiers here are grabbing the green cover as the enemy will try to kill them. I could have captured it, I didn't. This M8 gets blown away by the teller as it was sent to dispatch those Panzer Grenadiers, and it's destroyed. So teller, always a nice investment. Our half-tracks are not at full HP, but this is not a problem. They'll be just staying in the back and shelling the enemy. I think I killed something there that might be a mine. That's why operator said that they killed something. Our Panzer Grenadiers will quickly regroup, and in the meantime we deploy the cherry on top of our build, a Tiger tank. So let's talk about Tiger tanks. Many people think that this is a bad unit, but this is not true. Actually, Tiger is really nice. You have to just use it properly. This is a game about the history period that was characterized with combined arms strategy, and this Tiger alone is very weak. Yes, that's a fact, but it will never be alone because it's part of our army, and it has mortar half-tracks that will drive behind it and keep supporting it, dropping shells on AT guns and units that could hurt it with bazookas or other AT weapons. We have MG behind it that will try to pin down Pinols, Rangers with bazookas, all that nasty things that will try to toss explosive on our Tiger. We have Grenadiers that will try to Panzerfaust every vehicle that tries to duel with our Tiger. We have Panzer Grenadiers that will be tossing explosive grenades on the enemy AT guns, and in case we can buy them Panzerschrecks, so they chase that Tiger and give it additional anti-tank firepower. Also, later on, we will crew that pack and help it and use it to help our Tiger to snipe things like Jacksons and so on. Considering that our enemy doesn't have any AT weapons, and we do know that because he's a reactive player, and as Sun Tzu said, he is the defeated warrior, we'll just shove this Tiger into our enemy face and start rolling over them. Our enemy has only single bazooka, and it's here. A Tiger is chasing down the enemy. Our mortars are there supporting it. There is a British offensive of sort, but Charwood is fortunately on it. The enemy artillery is trying to silence our half-tracks. You can see that they managed to resist that, and we'll quickly relocate them so they don't get destroyed. I'm backing off my Tiger as I saw there is an AT gun there, and I don't really want to play with fire there. We'll quickly fix that half-track and regroup our guys, and as soon as we do that we will get back to pushing them. In the meantime we'll capture their fuel and victory objective. Here a Panzer IV managed to catch this Valentine and destroy it. As soon as we realize that this AT gun is gone, we'll push it with our Tiger and Panzer Grenadiers that are here. Panzer Grenadiers are already on, and the Tiger is on go too. You can see that this AT changed its arc of fire to defend the bridge, and this is the opportunity that we will exploit. I sent my Panzer Grenadiers onward, and as soon as I spot this AT gun, I'll try to grenade it. I spot this infantry blob and unit concentration there, and I drop my fragmentation bomb on them. I can drop this fragmentation only because I skipped machine gun on my Tiger and saved 50 munition on it. This is another thing that you can consider. Save your ammo for abilities. And let's see the explosion. Great shot. The United States are in disarray. This rifle even will get fucked by a Tiger. And an Echelon team was killed here by our mortars. I get a bit too cocky with my Tiger. Fortunately, I just quickly drop a smoke screen and I'll be running away from there. People do actually are right in what they are saying. Smoke on Tiger is extra useful. There's no way it would survive without of it. But to be honest, after seeing that disarray there, I thought that the enemy is dead. I'm sending those grenadiers to the base so they can pick up the pack. They could pick it up with my panzer grenadiers, but they are a bit expensive to reinforce and I don't want to waste money on that. I am quite rich, to be honest, yes, but this is not how you stay rich. Saxon is trying to destroy my mortar half-tracks, but this is not a problem. They are quite resistant, as you guys saw. Lucky enough not to get hit. The mortars did manage to drop a few shells there yet, as they were retreating. We take a small breather as our units are being built and fixed. Push from my teammate. This Panzer IV will get cocky there, but as soon as it realized that this Jackson is gone, it's gone too. We are pushing to help. We have a Tiger, 2 mortars to support it, and Panzer Grenadiers here up front to scout out ahead and drop grenades at the enemy. Our infantry is catching up in the back, and our pack is also being dragged onward. As soon as we spot that AT gun with our Panzer Grenadiers, we are tossing a grenade at its face and we manage to destroy it. Our Tiger is withdrawing, as I was not sure would I hit that or finish that AT gun. Our mortars are providing fire, some there, and as soon as I see this AT gun being picked up, I'll give them a new target to that AT gun and it gets decrewed. Our Tiger is free to rain havoc again. Those Grenadiers will back up so they can be healed for free. Pack is getting dragged here. We'll be backing up a bit. Slowly creeping to the enemy base. I'm shelling with my mortar here. Hopefully I can hit somebody. And the enemy Saxon starts shelling me here. Fortunately, as said, we are very mobile, so we just repark our half-tracks. This Tiger will get hit by a shell, and the shrapnel from that shell will kill 2 of my pioneers. I'll just back them off and we'll get back to business. Here, more artillery is actually hitting my Tiger and we have to run away with it. If this mortar half-tracks get sniped and killed, fortunately, as of previously, there is no training time attached to them, so we can just buy another one. Also, we can see that we have a broom bar here and it's there, so we can just finish off this business. I'm moving my MG here to block this corridor from the enemy infantry, and we'll slowly push onward. Our Pio will quickly fix that Tiger back. We are adding more Grenadiers since we lost one team. I'm not sure even how. My teammate's pushing with all of his armor, and there's a lot of it since we are holding double fuel. Here is a mortar pit, but it will not be a problem, especially at this stage of the game. Even if that would be earlier stage of the game, mortar half-tracks do deal with SimCities well. We got our broom bar, all of our troops are ready, our MG is put forward, infantry too, and our pack is also here to support. Our broom bar is sent onward to descend upon the enemy infantry. Our mortars are shot. So matey fire from the left. As the situation will get dangerous, we will send our tiger to start moving. Our Brumbar is in a dire situation. I quickly drop a smoke screen and hopefully this pack in the back can mop them up. I'm sending my grenadiers onward to further disencourage our opponent from shooting us. Our pack hits that Jackson, we almost get Panzerfaust shot off from those grens, but the enemy team surrenders. Our tiger is here to help also. So, really nice build and doctrine usage. I recommend you playing Spearhead in this very way, especially if you know early on that you will want to play Spearhead. It excels at in towns or places with there is a lot of cover, like grass, turfs, walls, and so on, behind which you can hide those half-trucks. They are really well combined with that tiger, and overall this is the best artillery piece in game. It's super resistant, it's mobile. Think about it like about British mortar pit, but on wheels. Really crazy unit. I hope you will use this as I used it today. If you play Spearhead, this is what you want to do. Do not rush Panzer IV. I know that you guys like Panzer IVs, but this is so much better. And if you follow it up with a Tiger, and the enemy has like a single T-34 against your Tiger, there is no competition there. And those half-tracks are super cheap, super easy to deploy. Our build without a Tiger is very dangerous already, and it costs only 60 fuel to achieve that. Let's take a look on our KD. You can see that we killed 161 Americans and we lost 65 guys of our own. Charwood has quite average KD, almost 1-to-1. The British similarly, but these Americans got totally annihilated, and they were because of our mortar half-trucks. Here are the my personal stats, and if you guys really want to, we can compare our power to the Americans, and you can even see that we were considered weaker than them for quite a lengthy piece of the game. We can also add our teammate here and the British. So there it goes. You can also see those statistics if you really want to, and you can see that most efficient vehicle of ours was this mortar half-truck. Anyway, you can suggest me what other guides you would like to see, what other strategies you would like to see played. That was Spearhead Doctrine. I hope you will pick it up. It's really nice, and Spearhead Doctrine it's commonly used, so I do believe that you have the general. So like, subscribe, all that things, and see you guys next time.